Hello, everyone. We welcome you to the Advancement Center. Thank you for joining us up here on the elevated platform of living, where your music and the world of magic and miracles live. It's the place where your perspective of everything is at a much higher vibration. So we welcome you to your world of magic and miracles. Was there a smile on your face when you first saw the invitation with Tinkerbell? And the title, Magic, Miracles, and Money? I may be an ambassador to the UN, but my first job is to tell you that you all have Tinkerbell sparkles, and most are forgetting the importance in throwing them up in the air and changing the world. And that's what we're going to do today. Throw your sparkles in the most unlikely places and watch the changes in the room and the faces that were glum. It's easy to visualize this happening in the strangest places. I have done this, and Robert has had us sparkling airports. On Friday, David sang this reminder to all of us and to be shared now, right now. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. There's no life that I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be, like that bird singing right now. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. There's no life that I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. We first met Tinkerbell when we fell in love with Peter Pan and his story that we all have loved since childhood. George Bernard Shaw spoke of Peter Pan as a wonderful experience for children, and grown-ups should consider it deeply. The title of this invitation is Magic, Miracles, and Money. I am the financial division, remember? Well, let's deal with the money first as we look out from our elevated platform of living to view the latest news in the positive money sector. As promised, here's the weekly update from UN Swisindo, a clear route out of the debt slavery system that has been foisted upon us for much too long. Most of you know this Swisindo information by now and have been telling the good news to your friends and family, but for those joining us for the first time, welcome. You are joining our family, and the first thing I'm going to tell the newcomers is to check out two websites, Swissindo.news, where you will download your M1 voucher, which is right here. And it looks like this. And that's where you paste your picture, passport picture, and put your thumbprint. Do not sign it. And use Gorilla Glue. It sticks there better. And then put it in a safe place. Stay tuned, and I'll tell you when to take it out and take it to the bank. All right? Good. And then if you'll scroll further down, you'll download the Debt Burden Liberation Certificate that looks like this. Now, this certificate is very valuable. If you have any debts that are still hanging over your head since before 2016, they're paid for. You heard me. They're all taken care of because your Social Security and your birth certificate have been borrowed on many, many times. And then you have to go to the bank, borrow money, and pay interest. No more. Your debt is paid, and I'll explain it later. So then the other website I'm going to send you to is Swissindo.net. Now, that's there for you all to read everything you've ever wanted to know about Swissindo, including introducing you to the first time, perhaps. Every man, woman, and child will have their basic needs taken care of on this planet. And this is the human obligation. And this is how it looks. I love saying this. This is good news. $6 million is set aside for every adult on the planet. And that spells out to $1,200 per month for the rest of your life. Now, for school-age kids up to the age of 17, they get $600 per month. And M1, as most of you know, is the head of Swissindo. But for the newcomers, and I know there are many of you, M1 said this is God's mission, known as a mandate to free and unite the 7.5 billion people through payment order 1 through 11. And all 357 countries is included, and it will support the governments of the world in the implementation of the individual debt burden liberation, corporate debt burden liberation to the tune of $2 billion, country debt forgiveness, and they'll be supported by $138,990 billion for each country. I've never said those big words, these big numbers before. And the bank quota will get $138,990 billion each. And of course, the crowning project is called the Venus Project. And this is the mastermind of Mr. Jacques Fresco, and he has this magnificent project which represents the culmination of his life's work, the integration of the best of science and technology within a comprehensive plan for a global society based on human and environmental concern, and that will soon be ours to enjoy. so collectively known as the World Solution Gift Offer for the highest good of all. So I say this every week and I say it again. Things are not getting worse, they're getting uncovered. We must hold each other tight and continue to pull back the veil and see each other as we truly are. As our awareness grows to match our advanced intelligence, we will see past the formula that has been put in place in our immense societies, and we will simply move in such a way that we cannot be seen by those who are looking to control our lives. Where there is no agreement or opposition, there is no return signal to feed the mechanisms of control and fear that are in place in the world. Each person is in control of their own world, and the changes in the physical world will greatly assist in maintaining this even under adverse conditions. We are being given the opportunity to have a front row seat, taking an action if we choose, and not having to accept the media's slant. It is with pleasure that I can pass along to you actual happenings. Now, you have all been introduced to my new friend, Mohammed Khalid, our newest Swisindo member. Thursday, Mohammed attended our weekly meeting. He joined at 12:30 a.m. his time in the UK with a great big smile. First on the agenda was M1's situation, who has been held on non-existent charges since August 2nd. Negative forces want to abort the positive forces, but this time they will not have a foothold with what has been achieved already and the flood of letters pouring in supporting M1. And I'm so proud to say that the Advancement Center sent our letter as well. And I'm going to read it to you because this is so important. Dear Mr. Sino with a long name, we note that action has been taken to cease the mandated process of UN Swisindo's humanitarian efforts. The Advancement Center and Robert Young have brought forth the original vision that we are all radiant beings in harmony with the overwhelming desires of each and every person. The UN Swisindo mandate of bringing a balance to the financial needs of all society is in total agreement with the policies of the Advancement Center. Our purpose is to advance humanity in all areas, including finance, human resources, energy systems, and many more. Our numerous associates throughout the world join with us in encouraging the continuation of the UN Swisindo Payment 1 through 11 programs. We trust the appropriate authorities will address and correct the present situation in our name. Yours sincerely, Barbara Whiting, Managing Director of Robert A. Young and Associates. Now that letter, with the thousands that poured in, was read at a meeting of all the Secretary Generals. And our Secretary General, Susan Terry, was sure to report that to me. So that was good. All the funds everywhere have been returned to the rightful owner, M1. The UN was the owner of the World Bank. Ownership has been returned to M1. The UN no longer has control of the funds. The World Bank, as we have known it, has become an international bank that has no right to give out or access the funds. That's why I'm repeating this. This is so big. 130 countries are World Bank Group, that's Swisindo, country members, and are on the UNS side, including America. They are supporting UNS's new World Bank Group system, to which we all now have accounts. The World Bank Group has grown exponentially. This support is being shown to the world. The IT team has been gathering all the evidence of corruption, and Google has provided information of corruption going back to 1915. Wow, that's amazing. Well, when M1 heard the story of Mohammed's connection via a friend to the Prime Minister of Pakistan, M1 requested a letter from the Prime Minister listing all the debts and projects of his country, and they will be taken care of by Swisindo. The debt has already been wiped clean. I saw this when, as an account holder on World Bank Group, I could go to M1's pages, which he insists be kept transparent. Did you ever hear of that before? Since 1961, $70 trillion have been pilfered by those in power. Grants to the poorest countries were replaced as loans. And when the loans couldn't be repaid, land and resources were grabbed. Thus the name land grabbers. This has happened in Africa, in India, and so many other countries. Now here is the good news. M1 forgave all those involved and is planning a big peace treaty signing. And of course, that is when M1 was taken in and detained. A meeting is being set up for Mohammed to meet with the Prime Minister with all possible support from Susan Terry, our Secretary General. My burning question at the meeting was, will the funds be paid out while M1 is in jail? And the answer was yes, because the head of the IT team, Mr. F., the one who did the audit of the bank and discovered all the corruption, was given a handwritten letter from M1 to carry out all funding to Pakistan. Mohammed's friend is in awe of his friend, Mohammed. He has a close associate working for the World Bank and is finding it difficult to believe the good news about the debt being wiped off and being zero. Pakistan is just the first country to be receiving this relief. So many more to follow. What an amazing feeling to know that what we are doing has always been true. Helping others, bringing peace to the world, and becoming so much more. Now, I could go on and on. I am, as you can tell, a little excited. But I'm just going to show you this quickly. I think I've spoken in the past about indigenous people, and the fact that Swisindo now has an office in Ecuador. And the indigenous people in South America have been able to be true to their life, not so much in North America. And that's called, and they have called, well, in Colombia, they have called this the fulfillment of the eagle and the condor prophecy. For 500 years, the condor is the South American bird. The eagle is the North American bird. And for 500 years, the South American Indians have been waiting for the eagle and the condor to become friends. And here's a picture and a big long story. And this whole story is available on swisindo.net if you'd like to read it, which is where I get all my information aside from the meetings. Robert said this past August 8th, and I can't hear it enough. We are now past the point of acceptance of the existence of magic and miracles, and as such, we are in a position to exercise our magic in a real way. In the initial school of magic, there is one outstanding reality that makes magic possible, and that is there are no rules, there are no methods, and everything works every time. To take this into your physical reality, you must apply it to everything all the time, and this includes your assessment of other people's actions and interactions. If you are determined to live a life of magic and miracles, then you must accept that nothing is wrong, because there is a miracle for every situation and a multitude of unique outcomes that can never be repeated. This is a big step for your conscious awareness, and it is evident that it will be out of tune with what you know as part of your natural operating system. Your natural operating system has been induced as part of the awareness of the human entity, and once it changes, all associated parts of the physical reality will change with it. Freedom. Just the word. What does it bring up in your being? Freedom is inherent in each person, and it comes to the surface in a random manner to take its part in life and to deliver a sensation that cannot be described by normal means. It is like the lubricant of life, and it cannot be suppressed without a massive effect on your physical framework. Music and movement bring many of these factors of freedom to the surface, but your awareness of the continuing randomness of your spirit and your own willingness to follow your spirit will bring life to every part of your being and all the elements that support your existence. Conscious awareness of freedom as the lubricant of life will bring a new flow into your physical being and will isolate your present understanding of freedom by making it totally impossible to define and extremely easy to access. Look ahead. Listen to the future as you live a life of magic miracles in the total random fields of the earth and its celestial partners. The dance and the music will take you away from the troubled world and hold you there forever. As you move further into the flow, you will be carried through the many portals that you are familiar with, and you will take on the control of all operations to put a common thread through them all. This is how you will enhance even the most basic generation of portal and dimensional influences in the world and beyond. The common thread is the awareness of advanced intelligence in the human species. The world of magic and miracles is in place in the physical, and it is continually changing in a random and uncontrollable manner. This maintains our being and holds us above the rules of logic in the physical plane. Nothing acts as it should, and everything works under the most illogical circumstances to produce a life that is unique and exciting in every moment. The old programs that are held in the field of the physical body are gradually being flushed from each person's system and not being replaced by anything. You have stepped into the new flow, and there is a totally new perspective of life itself waiting to welcome you to the next reality of the application of magic and miracles in the physical world. The power of each and every entity will increase enormously in a very short period of time. And the presence of advanced intelligence will be met by this power to enable the world to rise above all negativity and develop a harmony that has never been known before. There is no need for you to change anything, but there is a need for you to observe the change so that it may be solid in physical reality. Every person will experience this change, and each one will observe something different that will add to the matrix and develop the complex reality necessary to provide simplicity in everyone's life. Relax and enjoy the calmness of the flow as it massages your body and allows you to perform perfectly in your role in the physical world. Maintain this flow in all areas of life and beyond, and there will be an explosion of reality that has never been experienced before. The extensive capabilities of the human species will suddenly appear as the major focus in every person's life, and the intense cooperation in developing conditions that enhance one another will bring new life to the industry of magic and miracles. I love that. Here is that explosion of reality that has never been experienced before and is the beautiful evidence of magic and miracles. Ready? The Advancement Center is producing our first show, and the name of the show is Magic and Miracles Alive. And there you go. I had to get dressed to match the poster. See all those stars? There are many more stars and a lot of space. So be the star and join us. We'd love to have you. And some of you are at quite a distance, but everybody has somebody in LA, don't they? So let all your friends and family who live in this area of Santa Barbara, pardon me, there's the fly, know about the show. And I think they will all come back and thank you. Now, David and Genya have been living the magic as they prepare for this show seamlessly with the hundreds of details, like that beautiful poster that was designed by our friend Adrian, who is visiting here from Scotland. See how we all come together to make this a magical happening. Now, fabulous musicians have been engaged, and in a letter to all the musicians, David is asking them to share their magic on stage. And I am asking each of you to share your magic as you transmit on the stage called life. Do you know that every minute of every day, wherever you are transmitting your magic? Did you know that? You, as charter members of the new industry of magic and miracles, represent all of us as you live your magic. So this letter can be addressed to you. This is the letter that David wrote to the musicians. Hey, beautiful musicians, we wanted you to have these amazing words as inspiration for magic and miracles alive. These words and much, much more are the motivation for our incredible show of which you are a part. A celebration of the magic of life from the perspective of an elevated platform that is above all the turmoil and chaos. Thank you for joining us and bringing your magic from your elevated platform through the vehicle of music, the gift that you have brought from your origin. Music, magic, miracles, and a little bit of mischief. Love, David. And here are those words. Magic and miracles, alive. The story begins on a busy highway between Sydney and Newcastle in Australia. There is total silence and a sense of ease as I look down on the wreck of a truck, which is up against the guardrail on the wrong side of the road, and what is left of a car in the middle of the road facing the wrong direction. There is no sense of feeling, just a spiral haze like a tunnel and total silence. I look at the truck with a sense of remoteness. Then I look at the car and it almost seems transparent as my focus penetrates everything and reveals a person inside the car. In a split second, I realize that it is me. And then I find myself in the body wondering how I can get this thing to work. The frustration in not knowing and attempting to make various things work seemed to go on for some time until I managed to focus on my car keys on the floor of the car and decided I needed to pick them up. A slight flutter of one finger gave me the lead, and slowly but surely, I managed to bring in the magic and fire up the body control system. Somehow, I managed to get out of the car, only to be met by a nurse who put me in the back of the car for safety. There was no room for anyone in the front of the car, so I have no idea where I fitted or how I got out. A doctor arrived soon after and asked about the driver. He couldn't believe that I was the driver. No one ever saw the nurse or the doctor. From that point onward, it was like living two lives at the same time. There was a history attached to the body and a totally different existence attached to the living being I knew to be me. This single event opened to me the enormous capacity of my being and the reality of the world of magic and miracles. On October 17th, we will have been married 9 magical years filled with miracles. David has expressed how I am feeling right now, and it's called Waterfall. A faucet has been opened, and love and harmony are now flowing like water cascading down a waterfall. Each one of you is pouring out your genius upon the world, and the feeling is leaving me breathless. Play your song, dance your dance, share your brilliance. There need be no explanation for your magnificence. Heal without explanation. Transmit your joy with nothing but a smile. For you are changing the face of all humanity and all the worlds. There is nothing that will stop you. And I look forward to seeing the miracles you are about to perform. Love, David. David, there is nothing that is stopping. And I am thrilled to tell you that Robert wrote the following just an hour ago. And it is my supreme honor to share this with you now. Sunday, the 23rd day of September, 2018. Robert wrote the following. As you begin to write, you will feel the relief of the connection to your origin, and the flow of words will once again take over and bring you to a place where you are totally comfortable with simply writing without any reference to what you are producing. There is a new flow, but there is a new experience beyond the flow that has been waiting for you for many years. You are not from a place that is regularly referred to on earth, and you are now facing the task of bringing your existence into focus in the physical plane. The advantage of having some words that can describe your origin is enormous in your world, but it does not follow that having no words is a disadvantage. It simply means there are no words. So it is up to you to develop your own. Once you find the words, you will know that they have always existed, but not in the physical plane. To step forward and project past the flow is something that takes a little effort at first, because it is so foreign to your existing world and so far past the established lines of advancement that you have been working with. It is like the other side of the coin, where there is a different image. The structure of the coin is the same, and it is just as soiled on one side as the other. You have been working at polishing the coin on both sides, and you are about to reveal that each side is responding. The other thing that is a little hard to get a hold of is the shape of the picture of your origin. There is a shape, and it is as difficult to put in a single word as is the shape of the physical world in all its millions of aspects, beautiful and not so beautiful. Like the coin, your influence in both worlds is similar. As you handle the coin, you handle both sides. And if you discard or replace the coin, you are discarding both sides at the same time. It is obvious that this concept of commonality is not accepted in the world. And it is also obvious that the inclusion of the connection to your origin opens many new experiences in your physical and spiritual existence. The truth of it all is that you can have half a life or you can have a full life by including your origin as the other side of the coin. It is essential that you flip the coin from one side to the other to get a sense of its true nature, and you apply what is written on both sides to describe the coin. So there you have it. Each side is already named. The physical world is one side, and your origin is the other. As you flip from one to the other, you become more familiar with the whole. The enhancement of each aspect of the physical world is held in the remotest parts of your origin, and it is only through magic and miracles that the two can be put together. Separation of one or the other will lead to distortion that has no depth and no real character in either world. Thank you, Robert, for these words. Thank you for joining me today. And remember to share your light and carry your Tinkerbell sparkles. As you watch, you will see the sparkles fly like dust in the desert to reveal many more stars that are alive with energy that is meant for you. This is the opening of the new world that has been developed by all humanity over many thousands of years. And now, as if by magic, out of absolutely nowhere, to begin its life of reality in every part of the universe. Thank you. We are wishing you a perfect life, perfect health, and a future filled with magic. Thank you.